I would like to buy a momentum die. Uh, I would like to use cautious medicine and re-roll that 18.
Come on, complication. Go complication. Boo. Gain 2. And you are able to collect the sample.
And I will,
Then
again,
Rick's
under my breath, just
commander.
whisper, "Thank you."
Then Rick's commander and Ensign Terrell went into the building, correct?
Yes.
All right. So as the three of you start to head to the outpost, you're going in, correct?
Yeah.
All right. What you guys can see is that this definitely looks to be a research station, although you don't recognize like who made it. Like you don't recognize the computers or the the designs on the outside or anything. But it does look like on the inside there's like containers of like sample containers and computers. It looks like a lab. But one of the things you do notice is that the interior, it definitely shows that there are signs of struggle. You see overturned furniture, you see claw marks on the walls, equipment that seems to have been hastily disconnected. There's scanning devices and data pads, some of them damaged, all along the ground.
Things here took a turn for the worse.
Sure looks like it. Looks like they left in a hurry.
Did you say were there any bodies left here? Corpses of any kind?
You don't see any.
No.
Give me an insight security diff 2, however.
I'll give you a threat. Bold. Reroll the 19 just in case. It's a better roll. And it is.
Got you on momentum. All right. Through the chaos, Rix, you do see on the ground what appears to be claw marks and dried blood. The claw marks look very similar to the ones you saw before. And you do kind of see like what appears to be humanoid nail marks trying to keep them from being dragged. But you follow the chaos and it does lead out of the building.
By before, do you mean the creature that ran away?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a probably question. Can I see if you mentioned nail marks. Do the nail marks transform into these claw marks, or are they separate things?
They are separate.
They are separate. Okay, so it's not a
transformation. I won't take that as a question. That's just a clarification.
Just wanted to rule that out. This is not heading the same way that the drag marks I saw outside are heading in.
You could probably make that assumption, yes.
Okay. Well, I seem to have captured something. It got loose. Question is if that's what killed them. Or maybe not killed, but
Injured?
trashed this place
Perhaps?
up.
Let's see if you can't find a data terminal.
I'm going to see where those drag marks outside led. Mr. Moore, please stay here and watch. Stay watch. All right, blue guy. Rick's is gonna go outside.
All right, Rix is gonna look for the trail. What's everyone else? I heard the commander say something about a terminal.
Yes, to try and find like a data terminal. Maybe try to pull up logs potentially, if there is anything.
All right, you do see a couple computer terminals. They do appear to be powered down, but you could probably get them going with an engineering roll.
Valen's going to be deep scanning the ground. He's looking for signs of the interconnectedness that he saw with the mushroom and the early jungle area.
Question?
Hmm.
Do we know if the blood on the ground is human or some sort of creature?
You don't know yet. No one scanned it. All right, so you're probably curious about that then. Okay, so
Yes.
right now I see that we have 3 task rolls here. I have one from the doctor looking for a connectedness to the ecosystem with the mushroom from earlier, correct?
Correct.
All right. Ensign is looking to try to analyze the blood, and I believe the commander was trying to get into the computers. Does that all sound correct?
Yes.
Was that what you were working on, Commander?
I was gonna ask the ensign for her assistance, since she is somewhat capable also in engineering.
Yes, Captain.
All right. Let's see. So, for the computer terminal, because of your unfamiliarity with it, this is probably going to be a control engineering task, difficulty 3, to try to access the restore power and then access the computer. For the good doctor, this is probably going to be an insight or reason with medicine or science. I'm thinking for yours a diff 4.
Okay.
Right, and then you guys can do that in any order you'd like. Control engineering difficulty 3.
Do you have any focus?
No.
Would my applied research ability or talent come into play here since I've seen this once before back in the previous? Oh, no, because we've changed scene. Never mind.
Yeah. That's the only drawback to that is it's the scene. It's a good talent though.
It is. Ooh. Can I use the trait of the detailed analysis to reduce my difficulty by 1?
Oh yeah, you sure can. I forgot you had that.
All right.
Then I think Commander, you were assisting. All right, Commander Ensign, you gain a momentum out of your task.
I would like to buy 1 die with momentum, please. Mm. Can I use cautious medicine to reroll that 16?
Sure can. Got it.
That was close.
All right. I'll start with the doctor here. Doctor, as you start to scan everything that's around you, doing like a holistic approach, you notice that some of the bioluminescent pulses in this area are exactly the same pulse. It kind of suggests that like maybe it's like a like this is like ecosystem wide almost.
Like the whole thing's perfectly in sync with itself?
Yes.
Interesting.
And for a momentum or a free question, if you have one, I can give you more information.
I will spend that momentum.
Um, Sorry, I'm trying to think of the words at the moment
Not a
as
problem.
I type this out to you. Think that is good information there. And then if you have more questions, feel free to ask. In the meantime, um, Commander and Ensign, you are able to pull up the computers. There is a lot of damage, but there are logs.
Captain, should we see what the logs say?
Yes, Enton. See if we can pull up the most recent log.
All right, you can pull up the most recent log. Just let me know if you want to play it.
Let's play it.
Running! The ridge! Too fast! They're everywhere! Lyrna's down! We can't! And then you hear a loud roar and then static.
Leovalor regrets the previous one. She kind of looks at the ensign.
One second. Okay, that's the doctor's info. Play the previous log.
Yes.
Local date 22.6.3021. Dr. Tenval Lek. We've lost 2 researchers. The force is attacking us. I know how that sounds, but I don't care. The plants, the animals, they're all part of the same system, and it's turned against us. Lyrna's warnings were right. Those predators, plant-like, fast, relentless. They came at us at night, coordinated and precise. We've managed to barricade the facility, but supplies are running low. If anyone receives this, please send help. We're trying to reach the ridge on the far side of the forest where extraction might be possible. I hope we make it.
At this point, I'll walk into the structure. Commander, you're not going to believe this, but I think this entire planet is connected to every other part of this planet, like some big neurological net. Like we might be walking on the surface of effectively a, a centimeters thick brain around the planet.
Yes, and it would appear that the research team here encountered plant-like creatures that attack them. Potentially antibodies. For Glenn, based off this your analogy and, well, the former research team that was here. If they're still alive, they were plan heading towards a ridge nearby.
Fascinating. I wonder if any of them made it. Is that blood on the floor?
Captain, perhaps we should try and locate the last people that were here. If any of them made it, they might have made it to that ridge. But let's try not being here longer than necessary.
I am wondering though if this what organism is sapient or intelligence though.
Oh, I'm also going to scan the blood while I'm there and see what I can make of it. See if this is a known species.
It is not. You're not familiar with the blood structure.
Oh, well, I'm going to get a sample of that then and take it back with me.
Yep, you're
draconium
able
that
to.
I can.
Yep, you're able to collect it.
Traumatic here to Rix.
This is Rex. Go ahead.
Based on some of the logs from this research station, they were attacked by a large plant-like predator that has extreme speed and was hunting the original research team. Be on the lookout.
Yes, Commander. I'll report any abnormalities as soon as I see them.
All right. Anything else from those in the research thing before I head to Rick's?
Yes, actually. Ensign,
Yes, Doctor.
if we take the pulsing of the bioluminescence around here, can we compare it to the frequencies of the bioplasma around the planet?
We should be able to, Doctor.
I don't wonder if this pulsing might be some kind of physical manifestation of, for lack of a better term, neural energy being represented by the bioplasma the planet has.
Let's run some tests and see if it is the same thing.
All right. So what? So what are you trying to roll for? Figure out.
I'm trying to establish relationships between the pulsing of the bioluminescence of the plant life and the uh, bioplasma field that surrounds the planet. Like if this is a big neural pattern, like it's thinking. I know I'm
All
not
right.
being clear with this.
No, no. I can give you a roll. This is going to be insight or reason and probably science here. I could use medicine as well. This is probably going to be a straight difficulty 4. And just so I clear what you're trying to do, you're trying to see if you're trying to compare the pulsing with the bioplasma you detected earlier.
Hmm.
See if
Yes.
there's a pattern there.
Yeah, see if there's a pattern that matches either by itself or matches up with something in the bioplasma you said surrounds the planet.
Okay, yeah. Reason or insight with science or medicine, diff 4.
I do like reason medicine. Um,
And I'm going to be right back really quick. Bio break.
okay.
All right, I am back.
Okay. Could I use my research focus on this?
Yeah, I think that is okay. Don't forget you do have determination and all that fun stuff as well.
I do. You said it was diff 4?
Correct.
Okay, I'd like to buy a die. Oh, actually, would my applied research function here?
Yeah.
Okay, so take one free die. Um, I don't really have any determinations that would come into play here. Ensign, are you assisting?
Yes, Doctor.
I will pull 2 more momentum for a second die.
It was insight and science, right?
Or reason. But they're the same for you, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
What is with these rolls?
Apparently, Forge wants me to make a good impression on my first time out.
Can I use a focus?
Yeah, you probably have them with xenobiology. Then it'd just be with the one dice because you're assisting. Gain 3. All right. As you start to think and draw conclusions and talk with amongst yourselves, you start to come to the realization that the bioplasma in the atmosphere, you think, or at least hypothesize, might be akin to a type of neural network that's tied into all the plants and life on this planet. It's kind of like all the plants, the insects, the fauna, they seem to form like everything seems to have a purpose and they all help each other and they seem to be controlled or regulated from somewhere else that seems to be through this bioplasma.
Fascinating.
However you wanted to role play that, feel free.
I don't think there's a good way to roleplay that. Um,
I agree.
but coming to the end of that conversation, Commander, and this is wild hypothesis. You you've been able to sense the planet on a telepathic level, correct?
Uh, to a degree, yes. It's a little hard because it's not focused as well.
I don't know much about the Betazoid telepathic ability, but if you treated the planet itself as one entity, would it make more sense to you when you reached out to it? Like, would you would you be able to detect if it was intelligent that way?
I can try.
It's just a theory. I was wondering because I mean, if you tried to sense just my hand, it wouldn't do anything. But if you like focused on the whole of my body, you understand what I'm trying to say, right?
Well, normally it just comes naturally, and but this is on a, I guess, different scale.
All right, really quick, I'm gonna head to Lieutenant Ricks. Um, I'm assuming you probably walked a good distance, so at least some distance away from the outpost.
Yeah,
Following
and
the
while he's walking, after getting the warning from the commander, he has his phaser kind of ready. He's not pointing, but he's having it very ready in case something attacks him. And as he walks along, without knowing it, he's gonna start humming to himself. He's gonna start humming that Breen melody that he heard not too long ago, again at Deep Space Nine, and also the same melody that he first heard during one of his career events that comes back into his mind. And he's gonna keep humming that as he goes along, still without knowing it, but that's what he's doing right now, as he's following these drag marks.
all right, as you're walking along, you kind of hear rustling as if something's moving, kind of like a good maybe 50 meters away, but on either side of you, seemingly keeping pace with you.
I'm gonna stop, see if they stop.
The moving does.
I'm gonna start walking again a little bit, see if they follow.
You do hear the rustling of the bushes, and then it stops when you stop.
For a moment he thinks. His instinct is to raise his weapon, but he thinks again, and instead he lays his weapon down on the ground, very gently, and he sits down on his knees, still looking around, being aware of his surroundings. Does anything happen as he does this?
The forest does become still.
As he's sitting on his knees, he's going to hum again the same melody, now a little louder. See what happens.
You start to hear the things on either side of you move off.
Going to continue that for a little bit more. See what happens.
Rix, you suddenly hear a scream from the direction that you were originally heading. You know, if you were to follow the claw marks or the drag marks, you hear a loud scream. But like a humanoid scream.
Okay, he's going to pick up his weapon again and start rushing towards that location.
All right, you start rushing toward the location, and as you start getting closer, it starts to rain. Kind of like a medium rain.
Mm-hmm.
When you get there, you see three of this creature surrounding an alien species that you don't recognize. She is very much alive. They look up at you and they say, "Please help me."
Stay still. I'm gonna look at the creatures that's surrounding. And then, what are they doing?
They do take a semi-aggressive / defensive posture around this person. And the two in the front are just kind of glaring at you.
So they're not directly hostile towards them. They're aiming that at me.
Yeah, currently they're more focused on you.
Okay. Again, his instinct is to raise his weapon. But then he thinks again. And he thinks to himself, of course this goes against everything I've trained for, but what the hell? Again, he's gonna lower himself to the ground, sit down on his knees and put the weapon on his side. Put the weapon down at his side. Gauge the reaction from the beasts, whatever they are.
One of them starts walking toward you just a touch more curious than anything.
He's gonna think to himself, think of it as a pet. It's just curious. I'm sure it won't bite yet. He's just gonna continue sitting still. He's gonna start humming again. Not too loud, very gently. A little bit more to himself, but just loud enough that it can be heard.
Rix, give me a presence command difficulty 3.
Presence command.
And I up your pastimes carpentry. Never mind.
Let's see. For 10 minutes, that's focus supply to. That is not. None of this will really help me. So it's kind of a shot in the dark. Okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give you. Let's see. I want all the dice I can have for this. So I'm gonna give you two threats so I can use all the momentum that we have to gain a maximum amount of dice. And I don't have any focuses that would apply. I don't have any determination to spend. Or maybe I could challenge. Okay, this is interesting. Could I challenge my value, never let your guard down? Because that's kind of what I'm doing. The opposite of what I'm doing.
You know what? I think I will.
Thank you. So okay. Instead, then I'll give back to the momentum. Well, let's see. What's the math on that? We had 4 momentum. I gave you 2, so I should only take away 1, which would be 3 dice. Using determination. Okay, here we go.
What'd you use to buy all the dice?
Well, I still gave you 2 threats, and I took 1 momentum. Should be at 3 after I took it. So I bought 2 dice with 3.
Yep. Yeah. Sometimes the dice roll is weird. You should have hit 3 in the dice pool and then determination. And it would have rolled correctly. But
Oh yeah.
I can just take off that last 4.
I had 4 dice, and then I used the determination, which was the 5th die.
So in 2nd edition, it doesn't give you the free dice anymore. You still have to buy the dice.
Yeah. The determination dice is the 5th dice.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, now I know what you mean.
Yeah,
so
it replaces one of the dice.
So momentum should still be at 0. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Now it makes sense. Sense.
Yep. That's what I'm doing.
All right. So you bought 5 total, and
Yes,
then one of them
yes.
was okay.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. You'll gain 2 momentum out of that. And Rix, as you are humming your song, the creatures start to move off into the forest.
I'm gonna let a moment stay let a beat go. Then I'm gonna very gently touch my communicator. Commander Dr. Benson, please report to my location as soon as possible. I'm gonna gently stand up and approach the individual ahead. gonna let my weapon still be on the ground.
Do all of you head over?
On my way.
Tia looks to Rix. Have you made contact?
Yes, Commander. Doctor, I think this individual might need perhaps some medical assistance. Commander, you can sense that Rick, he's not shook up, but he's definitely had a moment here that affected him. He's not quite sure how himself. So he's a little bit stunned and shocked, even if it's still control of his senses. But you can sense this, and this is also from someone who's usually mental shielding himself. So this is kind of unique.
I'm walking slowly towards the person on the ground with my hands in front of me, saying in a calm voice, "It's all right. I'm a doctor." And I will kneel down next to them as I get close.
And Doctor, just from the initial assessment when you get there, this person has bite marks, claw marks, scrapes, bruises from being dragged on the ground. They're in pretty rough shape.
Commander, I can do what I can here, but I'd like to get them back to the ship in the med bay. Then I'll begin running a tricorder scan on them, because this is an unfamiliar life form to me. And I want all the information I can before I get started.
Just go ahead and give me a reason or insight medicine diff 2.
I'd like to buy a die for cautious. And do I get xenobiology for this?
Yep. Gain 3. I'll type the information out to the doctor if you guys wanted to role play between Commander and Rix or whatever.
Well, as soon as the doctor is able to give you okay to move her, we should at least get back to the abandoned research facility, get out of this weather. GM, I'm assuming that the runabout's a pretty far trek back to.
Yeah, roughly 5 kilometers.
Gus, when the doctor gives the go-ahead, you may have to assist our new companion here back to the research station.
Right on it, ma'am. I'll tell her all my good stories.
Above table. Is it a she or a he, or can we tell?
I said,
well-
he, but I should have said they.
We'll go she.
Okay. I'll look at her and say, "Are you able to stand?"
I think so.
Let me help you out.
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Valen. We're with Starfleet. I believe full introductions to our commander over there.
And I'm Gus, your personal chaperone. And if you don't know what a chaperone is, it's kind of a guy who just helps around.
I'm Commander Aurelia Kier of the Federation starship Artemis. My friend here who helped save you is Lieutenant Rix, and this is Ensign Tarot.
We have to get out of here. Those things might come back.
I transport a little too far away. We'll head to your abandoned research while your research station. And tell me, are you the only one that escaped? Are there others out there?
Those things got the rest of my team.
Yosef, are you good to stay on point?
Who is that directed to?
Rick.
Sorry to say that again.
Are you good to take point?
Yes, ma'am. He picks up his weapon again, but this time he keeps it pretty low.
Okay, let's move out.
Ensign, is there indication that we might be able to beam within the planet's magnetosphere. We couldn't pass through it, but if we're going here to the runabout, we might just be able to beam the distance internally.
Up her headphones died. Alright, those work. Okay, I think she's back up.
Do I need to repeat?
Yeah, I think so.
Ensign, you might see if you can get the transporter on the runabout working. Passing through the planet's magnetosphere might be a problem, but I wonder if we can still bounce around inside. I see your thing light up, but I can't hear.
Technology. Here, I'll have her talking to mine.
Right, for the safety of our crew and our new friend here, why not just try it?
Are we coming through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure.
I was hoping for something a little more definite, but we could try.
Probably just be like a controlled engineering. Try to get like a remote uplink, I think.
Well, does our communicators reach the runabout?
I mean, they should. Oh yeah.
We should just be able to remotely activate it with a voice command.
Yeah, that is true.
Two at a time. All right. I'll let go of our new companion. Gus, if this works, I'll beam the two of you next.
Alright, girl, you're gonna feel a little bit of a tingling sensation, but it's gonna be alright. Gus is here.
It's gonna be just me first. Dr. Dastron, lock onto my location and return to the runabout. Am I on the runabout?
Yeah.
Woo! All right.
No, you're at a party at Rise.
Commander, this is the doctor. We have a success. I'll start beaming you over 2 at a time. And I'm locking onto Gus's signal and the life form right next to him and beaming them next.
Hold on to your butts if you got them.
Right. Lieutenant Rix, do you mind being the last out?
Go ahead, Doctor. I'm fine.
All right. Commander, Ensign, you're next. Engage. or, energizing. And last one. Beep.
Did he not appear?
No. Apparently a
Interesting.
complication was rolled.
That's weird.
Alright, I'm assuming Mr. Moore has escorted our guest to one of the beds in the back.
Assume correctly.
Yay. I'm going to join them, pull out my med kit, and start patching this person. Oh. Did someone else beam in?
Think you're just trying to test it.
Yeah.
Doc, I'll just give you a daring or control medicine. Let's call this a diff 3.
Okay.
Take care of the injuries and whatnot.
Alright, emergency medicine?
Yeah.
Alright, and I'd like to buy a die with momentum.
There it goes.
Oh no, transporter cloning! Ooh, re-rolling that with cautious.
It's like the beginning and the end of the episode. You get the complications. Not when I wanted them.
3 successes.
Yeah, doctor, you're able to stabilize the patient from. You're able to stop whatever bleeding there was. Treat some of the more major wounds. Stop run an antibody treatment for infections. So she's pretty much in the clear.
Okay. And I'm going to also, while I'm at it, run a full scan. New species, trying to get an update of their biology for our records.
Yep, that shouldn't be too hard.
Especially since I have a secondary blood sample to compare against.
Right. Is there anything anybody would like to do?
I would like Mr. Moore to get us out of here. That's the commander's call.
I think Rix is going to walk up to the commander and just say, Commander, this might be a strange question, but can you talk to it?
I was going to try to.
Just respond. This it did for me.
The song you hum, it's the telepathic impression I get.
You didn't hear that.
No, but she's telepathic, so she sees the thoughts and what you were thinking.
Okay, fair enough. As soon as you say that, he's going to close up.
Like, Lieutenant, I get this is probably extremely personal, and I don't need to mean to pry. We can talk about this later.
What do you need from me, Commander?
I do need to know what you were humming or maybe thinking about.
He's going to let me think about this. You weren't there, so this is new for you. He's going to hum the song in his head so you can hear it. But with the song, there's also very strong emotions of pain, but also at the same time, comfort. It's very strange, but those two emotions go together when he hums this song in his head for you.
She just looks at him and nods. And Kier takes a deep breath, closes her eye, and tries to reach out to the planet.
Give me a control command. So probably just be a difficulty 2, because you set up some things earlier with your telepathy stuff.
Yeah, telepathic familiarity.
Yep.
Can I assist because of what I shared?
Yeah, I'll let you assist.
I want to say presence command, maybe.
Yeah, you know what? Yours would probably be presence command, yeah.
And composure has a focus.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I'll give you 1 threat. I'll let 20.
And Kier, as you start to reach out with your mind, you do something does latch onto it. You kind of get like a curious thought presence. You know, kind of like something's curious about this new thing that entered its thought, so to speak. I hope I'm explaining this correct.
She gets a sense of curiosity coming back from the planet when she reaches out to it.
Yes. I think that's what I was trying to describe. Yes. Thank you.
She's gonna telepathy him out like a state of uh wonder and sort of a summer feeling of like curiosity and uh thoughts of, calm and peaceful type emotions. In an attempt of communication.
You are going to get back a sense of calm emotion, then a sense of pain emotion, and then a sense of anger emotion. And I'll send you something in chat here. That should clarify things for you. I should probably say this. Yeah, the calm as in was as in past tense peaceful. The pain as if in pain was afflicted upon it, and anger as in the need to defend itself. Forgot I had to narrate some things for chat or for us.
She's gonna try and clarify like her indicating like her presence caused pain. Like Dory like herself, and then the emotion pain, and then curiosity. Try to confer like how are we causing you pain.
You'll get back a similar presence, but like not you. Kind of, and then like a kind of anger toward, kind of like a sense of those that came before you.
She'll convey a sense of for them that it may have been a misunderstanding and their curiosity. Like this guy, like I'm trying to simplify it. It's easier to make this go faster, but
It'll send back a misunderstanding But then it gives a sense of they are not welcome.
She sends back, sort of an acknowledgement, more of a calm, you know, peaceful relationship towards itself.
And it'll send you back a feeling of peaceful, but by itself.
I should try to convey that, state of like that we're curious about it, and we wish to learn.
It will send you. It'll flash an image to your brain or to your psyche through the sample you collected. Like you kind of see what it sees through the sample. And then it sends you like a kind of like an agreement or it's okay type thought.
I shall send back images of, the starship in different worlds to indicate that we're explorers.
It'll send back an acknowledgement.
I shall essentially ask if others like her could come and learn, uh, or continue to learn about it.
They'll send back a feeling of peaceful if calm.
As she sends back an announcement, and she will bid it farewell, and one day to maybe return.
We'll acknowledge and sever the link.
Chia opens her eyes. We guests in here. We'll need to be departing soon.
And Gus is just gonna pop in. Did someone say fly really fast? All right.
No, Gus. Just take us home.
Well, if you want to be boring, sure. Okay, we'll be boring. Taking off.
Right, is there any final RP scenes anyone would like to do before the end of the session here?
Not from me.
I want to do a very, very quick one.
Right, where at and with who?
It's what would be the best place? I think it's just Rick's in the mess hall. He's looking out. He's basically down here looking out towards the planet. And all he says is, he looks at it and just says, "Thank you." And he sits down with a beverage and starts humming to himself. Okay.
And I think with that, we'll call that the end of the green.